Hi there. Welcome to the Sam Sorbo Show. I'm your host, Sam Sorbo. This is a special edition. I had to bring my guest on to chat about this conference that's coming up very soon. Larry Alex Taunton joins me. You can find him at larryalextaunton.com. Welcome to the program.
How are you, Sam?
It's great to see your lovely face. And I love the contrast. I'm in my office, my stuffy office with books, and you're out in the country on a ranch, which I understand is not far from where we are going to be having this conference that's coming
Not,
up July
not that
23rd to
far.
25th.
That's correct. It's not very far at all. And typically, I do these interviews in Birmingham, but you caught me at this moment when I just happened to be out on the ranch doing ranch things, and so here we are.
So talk to me about the conference. It's called the Understanding What is Happening in America and What to Do conference.
Yes. I'm sure you get this all the time, Sam, and I do too. But people will often ask me after I'm through speaking, I agree with you, Larry, but what can we do? That's often the question, in regards to all the things that we see taking place in this country. And I think one of the things that we need to do is we need to get organized. And that means Christian influencers, people like you and CL Bryant and Tom Ascol and Eric Metaxas and myself. I think that there are by the way, are speakers at this particular conference. But I think we need to get organized. I think our opposition is highly organized. But what we're seeing is a case of the tail wagging the dog, and there needs to be some kind of response from those of us on this side who feel that we're seeing social Marxism, cultural Marxism taking over.
By tail wagging the dog, do you mean that we're seeing Christians basically respond to things rather than trying to lead?
Exactly. I think we're seeing a situation where I don't think the majority of Americans are anywhere near on board with the radical leftist agenda that we're seeing through sports, through corporations, through social media, censorship, education, which will be the topic that you'll be addressing. I don't think that most Americans are on board with this. However, there needs to be some sort of organized response to that. And I think many Americans thought they were doing it when they voted. But that even seems to have been taken from them. So this is a modest effort, our small effort to respond to what we see taking place in America. And I see it, by the way, as a small step. This is a beginning to something much larger. Should the Lord bless it? That's our hope.
Yeah. There is no, there have been a number of these conferences just popping up in different places, and it's heartening to see. I've been watching the Health and Freedom Conference. Faith and Freedom just had their big shindig in Orlando, and there are others that are just popping up. But I do want to see what to do about it, because there are a lot of people out there who feel this way. They feel like, wow, we've just sort of lost control. The train is careening off the tracks at this
Yeah.
point. Isn't there something that we can do? And so typically when I'm speaking to groups of people, I'm trying to give them a checklist of things that they can do. But at this conference, we're really going to focus on action plan, right?
That is correct. Listen, I don't mind saying this to your listeners or to our listeners, and that's this: a big part of this conference, the main part of this conference, is what will take place post conference. That is to say, the public aspect of this. Once that is behind us, our speakers are gathering together to strategize, and I don't think we'll solve the world's problems in a day, but I do think that it gives us an opportunity to share ideas, to begin strategizing, to begin thinking about what we're going to do. And I have to tell you, I'm sure you've bumped into this an awful lot in your world, Sam. I certainly have in my own. And I hate to say that this is true, but it is. Christian speakers, Christian authors are often no less ego driven than those in the secular world. And one of the things that can become very, very difficult is unifying such people so that they're willing to step away from their brand for a little while and step away from their own audiences and their own Twitter followings and to begin to work together. And I'm really hoping that that's what we're going to do here. And so I'm kind of playing the role of Samuel L. Jackson, in the Avengers. And I don't know who that makes you. There's multiple female characters in that, but I begin to confuse them all. But in any case, I'm trying to organize my A team,
Don't make culture references I don't understand.
well, I did say A team, which is different. That goes back a few years. You don't know the A team.
I don't know either of
Oh,
those
yeah.
references.
Well, ask
Samuel L.
Kevin.
Jackson, I know.
Well, just ask Kevin. He'll know who that is.
Okay, I will. So how can people find out more?
Well, they can go to my website, to LarryAlexTaunton.com. That's TAUNTON. They can also go to the Fixed Point Foundation website, and they both redirect, to the same place. And you'll see right there on the handsome homepage, you will see the registration tab and the details. You can learn all about our speakers who are going to be participating in this. I'm very excited about them all, whether you've heard of them at all. C.L. Bryant is going to kick us off. He is going to blow the socks off. I met CL. I have to tell you this. I was asked to participate in the Constitutional Coalition conference in St. Louis a few years ago with Ben Carson and with C.L. Bryant. I didn't really know much about either at the time, more about Ben Carson, certainly. And I spoke, and then C.L. Bryant spoke, and I was ready to stand on a chair and say, "Oh, Captain, my Captain." And I remember feeling sorry for Ben Carson because I thought, you have to follow him.
Yeah, CL is an amazing speaker, so
and,
I'm excited.
and
Also,
he's
Eric
Richard.
Metaxas. I just saw Eric Metaxas at the NRB on stage with Vodi Bakum Jr. and Charlie Kirk. And first of all, Eric's hilarious. He's always entertaining, but so uplifting also. So I'm very hopeful that people will be able to make it out to Birmingham. Also, Birmingham is absolutely gorgeous in July. It's one of my favorite places. So I'm excited to be there.
Although today, I mean, this is gorgeous out here today. I'm sitting out here, and as you can see, it doesn't look like I have too many beads of sweat. As I'm sitting out here, I'm actually doing quite fine sitting out here. But yes, it's beautiful, and we are in full air conditioning in the lovely Grand Bohemian Hotel. So I think a brand new hotel in Mountain Brook, Alabama, and I think people will enjoy that. And I must also mention that Tom Ascol is going to be a part of this. And Tom Ascol is a mover and shaker in the Southern Baptist Convention. He is not only is he a pastor of a church, but he is the head of founders.org. And I'm very fascinated to talk to Tom because the Southern Baptist Church is a kind of a microcosm of what's happening throughout the entire culture. I mean, there are ripples, waves of a kind of denominational trauma that's taking place in
the schism, isn't it?
Yes, but it's interesting. I won't name the individual, but I had coffee yesterday with a very prominent figure within the Southern Baptist Convention who painted for me both a dark picture but also a positive one. He said Southern Baptist churches, by and large, are committed to Scripture. They are not on board with any kind of radical agenda, but the leadership of the SBC is different. In other words, what we're seeing in the country is the left has understood that they have targeted the levers of power.
Right.
So they've gone straight for the levers of power, the courts and voting machines, and you name it, quite literally levers of power. And they have no respect for the rule of law. They have less respect for the will of the people. And what we're seeing in the SBC is very similar to what we're seeing throughout our country in general. And by the way, I believe there are many on the left in the SBC who do respect the rule of law and who have just been suckered by this leftist agenda in the culture, and they have decided they would prefer the praise of men as opposed to that of their own God.
Yeah, it's very sad what we're seeing happening in the culture today. So, understanding what is happening in America and what to do is July 23rd to 25th. Larry Alex Taunton is our host, or the Fixed Point Foundation, I suppose, is the host. But we encourage you all to join us because we want to put our heads together. You'll learn some stuff, and maybe you'll come up with the solution that we're all looking for. So come on out, right,
I
Larry?
really hope so. And we're looking forward to having you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you mean me?
I mean, you, yes. I
Oh,
mean, yeah,
okay.
you. In addition to CL, in addition to Tom, in addition to Eric, we're looking forward to hosting you.
Thank
It
you.
should
And
be
I'm
fun.
looking forward to it too, although I tend to get somewhat unpopular. I get
Well,
myself into trouble.
that will be okay. I doubt you will with this crowd. I think this crowd will like you. And I say I'm looking forward to having you. Don't have any of those funny dietary issues, do you?
All of them.
If you don't eat barbecue, you got to be able to put on a ball cap and blue jeans and eat barbecue. Can you do that?
I can do that.
Okay, good. Then you are made for Birmingham, Alabama.
Well, I shot my movie there. So Let There Be Light was shot
That's
in
right.
Birmingham, Alabama. And
That's
that
right.
was an
I remember.
amazing.
Came to the set.
Yes, you visited the set. And that's actually the first time I met you. All right, Larry, Alex Taunton, thank you so much. All the stuff, the description, check the description for all the links that you need. And thank you for joining me on the Sam Sorbo Show. I'll
Thank
catch you
you for
next
having me.
time. Hi there, Sam Sorbo here with a big update. I will be speaking at a conference in July 23rd through 25th. It's called the Understanding What is Happening in America and What to Do About It conference in Birmingham, Alabama. I encourage you to come out and join me, Eric Metaxas, CL Bryant, and Tom Ascol, together with Larry Alex Taunton. It's going to be a great time, July 23rd through 25th. Check the links below. Also, don't forget to subscribe below and that's very helpful, and share. And don't forget, if you want more of my great content, please go to sorbos.locals.com, join the community that Kevin and I have formed over there. Don't forget, pick up a copy, your very own copy of Words for Warriors. Also get one for your friend. If you don't want to buy on Amazon, please go to samsorbo.com. And I have exciting news. I've actually created a poster that goes along with the book because so many people were asking about it. So check out samsorbo.com. The poster will be coming very, very soon. I'm excited about that. And then I'm also joining forces with Liftable TV. Go to liftable.tv/Sam Sorbo for all this great content, plus a lot more. Liftable TV, all the links are down below. Thanks so much for joining me. This is the Sam Sorbo Show.